Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 8th annual BEMA 100. A bit of housekeeping before we start. The event is going to be divided in two parts. You're going to be on mute for the first part of the event, and then we suggest you have the speaker view for this part of the event, and then you can change that in the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Natalie, co-president of BEMA. You've just heard from your other co-president, and I think for the first and only time in my life, I can say happy birthday, Mr. President. It's Tarek's birthday today, so congratulations to him. Cheesy line goes to me, Pip. Okay, so first you're going to hear from our host to be announced. Our special guest, who we're delighted is back with the BEMA 100 this year. And you'll also hear stories from some of you who have been inducted into BEMA 100. In the second half of the event, you'll have the chance to meet your fellow category winners in a virtual breakout room, should the technology allow us to do that. Throughout the evening, we want you to interact with us, and in chat, you'll see all of the various channels that are available for you to do so, as well as, of course, your own Twitter accounts and Instagram and all of those good things. So please do make as much noise as possible. T, you're on mute.
Boom. Sorry, it wouldn't let me unmute. I've been barred from having any control over the conference for very good reason, I would suggest. So tonight is about celebrating the people who are leading the industry right now. We're not talking about work or projects. We're talking about the influencers, the pioneers, the entrepreneurs, the change makers, the people who we look up to. And this year, you'll see that when you meet our 100, we have really outdone ourselves.
So let's just take a moment to find out, why does tonight matter? I think this is our 8th BEMA 100. Well, our industry really needs the imagination, technical skill and creativity to take us forward, and business leadership. And we really need new thinking and new talent to keep our sector strong. And that's now more than ever, as I know all of you will be feeling and facing right now. And I think the BEMA 100 really show us that whatever our challenges are, and we are facing those, that we've got lots of reasons for hope. So for obvious reasons, this year's celebrations are different than they have been before, and we're not working in the usual format. But we hope we can celebrate with you all soon, in person and face to face, because we know that does make a difference to our community, but we're really delighted to be able to host this tonight online.
So now we know that you like lists, so we wanted to walk you through the BEMA 100 categories before we move forward with the evening. So your names are all going to come up on the screen. Feel free to screenshot yourselves as you do so. And just a note that we'll be raising our glasses and toasting to our 100 for 2020 at the end of this section. So keep your glasses full.
And here we go. So first up in our category, there's all of your faces. We'll give you all a second to screen grab if you want to. Quick look at yourselves. There we go. We'll put that up again later as well. And then we'll jump into our first category, Champions for Change. So congratulations to Ali, Anwen, Kat, Elliot, Jam, Lisa, Mahadi, Natasha, Rachel, Richard, Ross, Simon, Siobhan, Taz, and Vicky. Congratulations to you all. So many of you are working in and outside of your day jobs to make the industry a fairer, more diverse and more sustainable place to be. It's an incredible feat, so congratulations to you all.
Congratulations, guys. Next up, we have client services and project management. Congratulations to Adam, Alice, Emma, Gabby, Harpreet, John, Kirsty and Paul. Good to see so many representatives from Glasgow and from Brighton. You really are the backbone of any business, so a huge well done.
And next up we have creatives and designers. So congratulations to Adnan, Alex, Bianca, Charlotte, George, James, Jesse, Stefan, Matt, Peter and Robert. And shout out also to Charlotte, who's been working on behalf of Cedar for Tesco's, helping them shape their content, and also everyone else for their tireless commitment and energy in all that you're doing.
Next up is this boring crew of entrepreneurs and visionaries. Congratulations to Daniel, to Herb, to Matthew, to Mike, to Richard, to Robert, to Sophie, to Victoria. I love the variation in here. You've got immersive storytelling experiences, you've got an ethical ad platform, These are the people who are creating the future. Congratulations.
And to our marketing directors and CMOs who are going to be incredibly busy right now, to Craig, Daniel, Hannah, Nina, Rebecca, and Viv, congratulations to you all. And just a call out, from their vegan sausage roll to Valentine's celebrations, Greg really did a standout job last year. And this was all thanks to Hannah Squirrel. And a big up to you all as well.
And now on to our rising stars. Congratulations, Alice, Eleanor, Fleury, Lean, Letty, Leah, Matt, Nancy, Nick, Renee, and Rosie. I guarantee that these are our future leaders. Congratulations for making it this far. We're really excited to see what you do next, and we'll all be keeping a close eye on you.
And to our strategists and consultants, congratulations to Albert, Tiara, Daniel, Dave, Javier, Paul, Rowan, Sarah, Snej, and Steve. You're the people that are solving real world business problems, and it's exciting to see such a mix of companies and expertise in the group. And do you take a look at the companies that we really have gone out and have entries from an amazing mix. So well done to you all.
And next up, we have our students and our apprentices. So congratulations, Elise, Joseph, Owen, David, and Honesty. We can't highlight this group enough. And next year, we're going to see it triple inside. Elise, Joseph, Owen, David, honestly, you're all outstanding and have brilliant futures ahead of you. Just keep doing what you're doing.
And moving on to our Tech for Good category. And this is supported by our fantastic partner, Microsoft. So a huge congratulations to Gavin, to Kate, and to Tom. We're really excited to see the people behind such game-changing work like the Hub of Hope Mental Health Support Network here. You're all doing such crucial work, and we're so pleased to support it as our partners, Microsoft. Congratulations.
Congratulations. And next up are our tech trailblazers. We have Bella, John, Kim, Lauren, Matt, Michael, Miguel, Nathaniel, Sam, and Tarek. These guys are the people who are literally bringing ideas to life. They make it look so simple, but it's really not that easy. So a huge congratulations to you all.
Yeah, let me send you a link.
Okay, Elise? Yeah. Okay. So, and our final category is our CEO and leaders. So a huge congratulations to Adam, Andrea, Bill, Charlie, Chris, Danielle, Ed, Emma, Johnny, Rebecca, Sam, and Sarah DeMartin. I do have to say I was fortunate enough to judge this category. We had a lot of entries and they were very, very high in standard. This was a tough category and your inclusion in it was incredibly competitive, and you should be incredibly proud. You do play a crucial part in both driving the industry forward and bringing everyone with you. When times are tough as they are now, we rely on you even more. So thank you from everyone here for your involvement in BIMA, your leadership in your own companies and in our industry.
You know, I've just had a good chance to see all of your faces participating. It's such a shame you all don't get to share in this moment in a more social way. But you know what? I hope you guys still have your glasses full. I've managed to down half of my drink, but I still have half left. So I'd like you to all raise your glasses if you have them. If you don't, you'll have to do something. Thank you. And while our community manager is going to take some screenshots to share after the event. So let's just have one raising of the glass across the board, please, to congratulate you all on it. So if you're not ready, please raise your glass. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone.
Keep them held, guys. Keep them held.
Keep them held. Right, one more time. Come on, Nat. Glass up.
It's alcohol free.
All right, one more go. Boom. Nice shot, Paul. Okay, good. Very good.
Couple more. There we go. Well done.
That's natural
not
close
as well as we hoped. I'm sure there'll be one good one in there. Congratulations, everyone. You really are the future of our industry. So thank you.
Okay, so with the introductions over and the 100 revealed, it's time to meet our host for the evening. Someone who was such a brilliant host last year, but we asked her back and we're really happy that she said yes. She's someone who knows exactly what it means to be part of BIMA 100 of 2018.
She is the founder and the CEO of The Dots, a professional network for people who don't wear suits to work, dubbed the next LinkedIn by Forbes, no less. She is delightfully dyslexic and she has a distinctive Marmite laugh. You're going to love it or hate it. You will soon find out. She was named by the Sunday Times as one of the top 100 disruptive entrepreneurs innovating their respective fields, and by Adweek as one of the 41 trailblazing leaders having a positive impact on the world. She's also joining us on her really freaking cool houseboat. So you will get a sense of that in her background.
Fantastic, thanks, Steve. Now, being a dyslexic sole female tech founder, she has put promoting social responsibility and helping business drive and build diverse teams at the heart of everything they do. 68% plus of the DOTS community is female, 31% plus is BAME, and 16% plus are LGBT plus. That is a phenomenal statistic. The DOTS also do a lot of work around socio-economic diversity and neurodiversity to fuel a more balanced industry of the future. Please all raise your hands so that we can see you if we can't hear you, and welcome Pip Jameson.
Welcome, Pip.
Thank you for that intro. Oh my God, I always get so free. I can't believe you asked me back. For anyone that was at the awards last year, as you said, I'm very, very, very dyslexic. And what that means is huge apologies in advance. I'm going to mispronounce things. I'm very bad with names. I am so relieved that you read out everyone's names, because it would have been an unmitigated disaster, to be honest. So I only have a few names to read out. So hi everyone, just chatting to you from Horace, my houseboat in King's Cross. Just a quick run through of how this is all going to work. So I'm about to introduce a very, very, very special guest who's going to do a quick presentation. After that, I'm going to interview three amazing BIMA 100 who's a part of this whole group. And then after that, we're going to do breakout rooms where you get to meet your fellow, the fellow people that you were nominated with. So the breakout rooms will be a brilliant time to actually network and meet each other. And then we'll quickly come back to the main room, say our goodbyes, get into drinks. And this will be the speediest list and awards you'll ever be at, because we're going to be wrapped up by 6 o'clock, which is incredible. And I'm definitely going to be told off if I run over. So what I'd like to do very quickly is thank obviously all the judges that were involved. This is a massive process to go through. As you can imagine, doing this at this time is also very challenging. So huge thank you to the judges. The list is incredible and I can't wait for you all to meet each other. Okay, so I have the distinct pleasure of being able to introduce one of my biggest career crushes. She has worked tirelessly for the last 25 years, accelerating or helping accelerate the UK tech scene into one of the fastest growing industries here in the UK, or the fastest growing industry here in the UK. She put scale-ups on the map and got it on the government's agenda to support scale-ups. She is an entrepreneur, an angel investor. She serves on many boards of companies, charities. And why I love her most is because of her philanthropic work and the work she's been doing, encouraging young people to get into the industry. And the work she's been doing with Founders for School is so inspirational. So here is to one of my career crushes. I can't wait to hear her talk. The amazing Sherry Kutu.
Oh, Pip, thank you very much. It's great to see you, and I love your houseboat. So thank you. I was like, once we're all allowed out again, I hope that we can share a glass of wine or champagne, maybe naughty champagne, even if we're being healthy and naughty at the same time. Another great female entrepreneur solving problems. So thank you, and I love everything that you're doing as well. And thank BIMA for for everything that you do. I think shining a light on the industry and the innovators is super important, particularly now. I loved as you went through the list, the champions for change, the client services and project management, creative designers, again, sort of entrepreneurs, visionaries, marketing directors, CMOs. You tease out in the digital industry what is invisible to so many others. And you know, it's a black box almost to a lot of people. Ooh, the digitals. Whatever happens in interactive media, what makes that happen? Well, people at all of these levels in very, very diverse sort of frameworks of mind come together, and they make stuff happen that should happen, that doesn't happen as often as it should. One of the things that I love is, I think, solving problems worth solving hard problems worth solving is the best thing in the entire world that you could ever do, and that we ever have the opportunity to do. So I like the different categories that you've got as well. I mean, look at, again, is it employment, or is it, and I work a lot in education, as you know. I've been doing some stuff with the COVID app that they've just launched. It's been my spare time, because I have so much spare time recently, just thinking about how you apply tech to the health sciences. And again, the diversity, bringing different people together, is so important and so much fun. I think you've mentioned 25 years, nothing is more fun than working in this industry and giving back. I equally love philanthropic things like Founders for Schools. There's nothing more beautiful than watching a young person's eyes open up and think, oh, I can do that. It's like, yes, you can do that. And what's better, you're making the world a better place by doing that as well. So, make sure you do that. One of my career crushes was a woman called Stevie Shirley, and I think some of you may know her. And she opened up my eye that I could actually create things. I didn't have to take a job. I could actually, make my own company. And I had no idea when I started out, that was a pathway that I could take. And I had no idea either the people that I would meet along the way that form lifelong friendships. So from the first company to the, 10th, you're really putting puzzles together. And it's like, oh, well, that was really fun when we did that together. We should do that again. So I would really encourage all of you, if this is your first foray, pay attention to who's around you and think, what projects are we going to be doing together in 10, 15 years time? Because you never know. I'm looking forward to a really cool project with Pip. I don't yet know what it is, but we're going to do one, aren't we? Absolutely. So I think that this industry is far more than it takes, and it gives us the ability to make the world the place that we want to live in. And that's why I love it so much. And that's why, again, it's been such a joy to be a part of. You talked about scale-ups. Scale-ups are super important, and I think that they are back on the government agenda, and I was really pleased with the Future Fund, and then also the allocation for angels, because I also think angels are super, 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 super important, but often invisible, and they're not as good a lobbying link, as it were. If you look at the skills that people say they need to accept their next customer order, it's largely digital skills. In all of those categories that you spoke about, again, that your award categories are, and I think that we should remember that. We should also remember that it's a team effort. So scale-ups, they can't grow unless they have the right skills. So that's why I do Founders for Schools. We're creating people who get to meet you lot. And I hope all of you have, if you haven't yet volunteered for Founders for Schools, then do it, because students need to hear from you. But more than that, I think as a community, we also help each other out. So another project that I've been involved in the last month is something called Digital Boost. And we did some research with SMEs and small charities, of which there are many, and they employ 99% of the population in the UK. And we found out that before, pre-COVID, 53% of SMEs believed digitization was not essential to their survival. Post-COVID, in the surveys that we've done, 82% believe that it is absolutely critical to their survival, and that they won't survive if they don't quickly understand that black magic that everybody in this room understand. So now more than ever, we need the skills that we've got. I'm sort of a fifth of UK SMEs are expected to run out of cash during COVID. 72% are looking at revenues. And the only way that they're going to claw themselves out of these issues is with digital skills. and with the boost that we can get and with the teamwork. So as a community, I would encourage all of you to keep an eye out for your peers right now. And if they need a boost, if they need a helping hand, help them. Do whatever you need. Take whatever hours you know are required and help. And also super important, if you need help, don't hesitate in asking. You're a part of a beautiful, generous community that has achieved many things by doing the right things. Everybody's doing the right things. So reach out and just recognize and cherish the community that you are a part of, because they'll help you just like you'll help them if you need a help. So keep on going. I love what you're doing. And I just think BIMA, just a hugest respect for you as an organization. So keep it up. Thank you for celebrating what everybody is doing. And thank you for making this community. I know that you're breaking into breakout rooms shortly. I hope to follow every single one of you guys after this. And if there's anything that I can do to help, let me know. I hope that you boost students, and I hope maybe you'll boost each other if in the next, let's say 5 or 10 years, because you're all friends now, you're all part of a cohort, you're going to stay in touch and you'll help, because we know that this industry goes through highs and lows. And sometimes when we're on a high, we can help someone on the low. And then the next time when we're on a low, we will reach out to someone who might be on a high. And you know what? We'll always say yes, won't we? So thank you very much and for the opportunity, and great fun. And I look forward to seeing all of you in person when we're allowed out, which hopefully will be soon. And the reason we'll be allowed out will be because of digital technologies that are going to allow all of us out of our houses. So thank God we're here, because this lockdown has been a little bit wearing on our everything. So we'll be allowed out, and it's because of digital technologies. So and then we can go pry everybody out of this horrible depression, recession, depression, whatever you call it. We're gonna hit it, and we're all gonna get through it together. Thank you very much, and I wish you a beautiful, lovely evening.
Thank you so much for that. You're an absolute legend. I love how you casually drop in that you're doing the COVID app in your spare time. That was just like the soundbite of the century. But thank you so much for everything you're doing. I love the bit where you said solving problems. We all need to solve problems worth solving. And I felt the same with this list. It's, you know, people are trying to solve problems that really need to be solved. And so a big thank you for trying to solve COVID, which is probably the biggest problem we have of all. And
it's a huge team, and I hope I have not overstated it, but it's again, it's
anything you're doing to help, we all need every help. So and everyone listening, if you do have time to give back at this time and you are in a position to do so, Founders for School is incredible, so definitely get involved in that. But Sherry, what I did also love about what you just said is I'm feeling it on the dots as well, where people are just willing to help, and if anyone is struggling, there are just so many people wanting to give back, and we can really get through this. So thank you for your time, Sherry. So the next thing we're going to get into is a quick fire interview with 3 of our B100. And then we're going to do the best bit, which is going to be breakout rooms so you can all meet each other. And so, all right, this is where I'm going to get in trouble because of my dyslexia, because I have a script to read and it includes names. But is Daniel Tremaine Pitter? I'm so sorry, I just mispronounced your name. Is he here?
I am here, yes.
Oh my God. First question, did I mispronounce your name?
Well, I think you got it at one point, I think. So Tremaine Pitter will be fine.
Tremaine Pitter. So, Daniel, you are founder and head of behavioural insights and strategy at Dark Matter. Instead of me just reading your bio, which is always sounds a bit mechanical, can you explain exactly what you do?
Yeah, well, great question. I mean, I started my agency probably about 8 months ago. I've done a long stint in marketing and digital and product development about 10 years. I got a bit tired of clients asking me, will it work, many years ago, and decided to kind of move in towards behavioral sciences and looking at social science, psychology, and behavioral economics to see how I might be able to form up better strategies for them. And so I could go to sleep at night thinking that what I was actually making was the appropriate thing. So that's kind of very much the journey I've been on. But what I do at the moment is I run sort of behavioral strategies and concepts sessions for organizations. And more specifically at the moment, obviously, it's around about the pandemic. And we're doing a lot of work at the moment tracking how we see social change starting to evolve, how we think that a more pro-social culture will probably be a result of everything that we're going through. As we know, we've all been yanked out of this sort of personal narrative that we've been following, and we've been thrown into this kind of shared reality where we're all looking at ourselves and each other and reevaluating what's important. So for me, it's all about helping organizations to be able to restage their messaging, their experiences, their customer journeys to kind of harness and make sure they're aligned to this new sort of pro-social culture that we'll see as this sort of shared trauma as kind of passes and we move into what we're phrasing as seemingly the new world. So that's kind of what we're about, what I'm doing, and probably what I see the next. I mean, now it's all, the next 6 to 9 months being a real thing for us is to be able to, again, reevaluate how organizations provide messaging and services that kind of align to our, hopefully, a new world where we all feel slightly more connected. And I think we've started to see that in the news cycle. And for me, long may it continue.
And where do you see the next big wins?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think at one point we could have offered up strategies for 12 months, 3 months. I think 3 weeks is quite hard to predict at the moment. But I think in terms of, the big wins for certainly for organizations and how they implement kind of concepts and theories around behavioral science and strategies is again just aligning themselves more closely, especially with the digital products, to kind of align with people's current behaviors, and we're all in the attention economy, and how we're going to win attention from people, it's going to be particularly difficult. So where we invest is going to be very difficult, but for me, and the future is going to be very much around personality-based marketing, and that's kind of where I'm centering a lot of my focus moving forward, is to create hyper contextualized kind of journeys, experience, content narratives for individuals. So I'm kind of pretty much centered around that at the moment. It's quite a challenge trying to get some of the customers to buy into that at the moment, and the ethical use of psychographics rather than just demographics. So I think that's going to be a big shift for us as we move forward.
And before I go on to the next interview, what are you most excited about?
In general, or?
I think the things that you're working on at the moment, what are you most excited about?
Going outside, things I'm working on. It's got to be about harnessing our most kind of human basic traits with exponential technology, and making sure that the new world and the technology that we implement has the right ethical, moral code, where we're able to actually create better experiences about engagement for everyone.
Well, thank goodness for people like you. So thank you so much, Daniel. So the next person I'll be chatting to, and I'm going to muck up names again, Honest Haynes Williams. I'm so sorry, Honest, if I mispronounce. I'm hoping I got your first name right, otherwise that is just terrible. But Honest, are you here?
Hi. It's Honesty. Use close.
Oh God, you see? Oh my God, welcome. Sorry. That's
all right.
Anyway, lovely. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start by reading about your bio, because I was just insanely blown away by it. But Honesty, you were the Red Badger's first digital marketing apprentice. You're a Stonewall young campaigner. You support young people from diverse backgrounds, including working with like the London Transport Movement, TfL. This is where my dyslexia starts getting challenging, the Welcome Collection. And yeah, I guess what's so brilliant about you is you describe yourself as having a passion for equity and justice as an ingrained as the rest of your identity. How does that manifest itself, and why is that important to digital?
I think it manifests kind of in everything, which sounds really fuzzy and dreamy. But I think from like the projects that I choose or the way that I work, it kind of just always motivates me, and is always the big deciding factor. So it can be like, if we're working on a website, I'm always that person that's like, hey, is this accessible? Or like everyone's doing remote conferencing and I'm like, hey, have we got captions? Or in posters and looking and being like, there's no one brown, or there's no one with that looks gender neutral, or there's no one who like is representative of the world and society that we actually live in. And I think it's important to digital because we're supposed to be reflective of the world. Like the whole thing is that our industry is ahead and we're supposed to be super creative and we make advancements and we make moves towards the future. And I guess we're supposed to be accountable and responsible for the future that we want to see. And that should be one that's equal.
And yeah, we can't build products for everyone if we haven't got teams that reflect everyone. It's just crazy, and that's just fact.
Yeah.
I'm coming off script now, so sorry, but like what you've obviously got online right now, there's 100 leaders and future leaders. What advice would you give them that they could do right now to basically change that? I mean, this is such a time for reflection and changing for the better. What would you advise companies to be doing now?
Listen.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's that's probably the biggest one. Not to me, literally in the call. But I think if there was like ever a time where there's space to go and research and understand theory and listen to the communities that you want to impact, if we're all thinking about COVID and understanding that actually poverty is a huge part of some of the people that are unfortunately dying, or why there's certain communities that are being harder hit, or homelessness, then it's important to listen to the communities and not attempt to strategize without including them. Yeah.
I think that is amazing advice. And what does it mean to you to be on the B100?
It means a lot. I think on a personal level, it just signifies that I'm doing something right as an apprentice and like someone just starting their career. It's kind of feels amazing to be among all the like industry amazing people who are super inspiring. So that's really cool. But then I guess on another level, it means that I can advocate for others. It's kind of a saying that I've grown up with, that be aware of whose shoulders you stand on. And I feel like this gives me an opportunity that in the future, I'll be the shoulders that someone else stands on.
Absolutely. And I think listening was a brilliant piece of advice. How can people help you in the room?
Connect with me.
Okay.
Yeah, any mentorship or advice. I think, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what on earth a career looks like and how to do it and how to pull it off. And would love any help and tips, and just to kind of make friends and connections, because people are working on cool things and I want to be a part of it.
Okay, everyone in this room needs to get in touch with Honestly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're going on to our last interview before we go into the breakout rooms, and the last interview is with Sam Shah. Sam, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Not bad, thanks.
Well, you're on the cold front of saving the world, so how are you, Sam?
So we get started saving the world, but trying to do our bit in the NHS.
Yeah, I mean, that background is amazing, by the way. Thank you. So you've been selected in the Tech Trailblazers categories, and you're an NHS clinician and digital health advisor. Just tell the audience a bit more about what you do.
Well, I'm a consultant in the NHS, so I see patients, and I also work in primary care, seeing patients, and at the moment seeing lots of patients. But in addition to that, I advise different people in the NHS and outside about digital health. And up until recently, I was the National Director for Digital Development of NHS England and NHSX. And a couple of months ago, I decided to go back to clinical practice, and I don't know what made me do that, but now I'm in the middle of treating patients that are coming in for various urgent things. But that's a bit about what I did before. And one of the things that I launched was NHS 111 online, which is currently used by people out there in order to assess their symptoms, including their COVID symptoms.
Wow. And how's that been, managing that through?
Well, once upon a time it was difficult, and you know, I'm sure all of you probably know this, and I was new to it back then, and I'm sure I learned lots from many of you. But just arguing about focusing on people's needs was a real shift for the health system. And you might think that's funny, but people aren't used to thinking about digital health and digital needs in necessarily the same way. So one of the things I learned from someone was about the 3 needs and keep asking about them: the clinical need, the emotional need, and the practical need. And so constantly asking about that and battling with people about short-term gains and metrics over really thinking about people, citizens, and their values was a bit of a shift for us. And at some points we didn't think we'd make it, but when we fully launched last year, I was glad when I moved on to my next thing that we'd launched it, and now it's great to see it being used and getting the transaction that it is from people who are, you know, finding out if they have possibly COVID or not.
Yeah, wow. Putting people first is the most important thing. Tech is important, obviously, but the people are the most important. So what about opportunities? What are the next great digital opportunities you see in the clinical space?
Well, there are loads, and I could endlessly talk about technology in healthcare, and most of you have probably seen lots of things out there. But for me, the most important things are those that democratize healthcare. What can we do to put back something in the hands of citizens that allows them to self-care, self-manage, and take control of their own symptoms, conditions, and the most important things? And right now, we're seeing gains around telehealth, telemedicine, and certainly apps and wearables that will help individuals manage their care for themselves and really come up with a better understanding of what might be wrong with them, but at the same time how to manage it. And we're seeing some great products out there, everything that might be things that will measure temperature through to pulse oximeters, and all the way through to mobile applications that will help people with sleeping. And really the important things I'm seeing emerging right now are those things that will help people with their mental health, those things that will help people stay well, psychologically safe in whatever they do, because so many people right now are working so hard in every sector, and it's really easy to forget about psychological wellness and safety. And so those products that help people with that are really important right now, and I see that being the next emerging trend.
Do you know what, that is amazing. And by the way, the audience agrees, because someone's just written, I could listen to you talking about health all day. So I think maybe you need to do a separate Beamer session, which is just literally about you talking about the next trends in health. Final question before we go to the breakout room. What does being part of the B100 mean to you?
Well, I think it's great for me to be amongst all of you that have achieved so very much, and I'm going to be learning from you. But what's even more important for me are those people that are watching from the health service that may not otherwise come into contact with this community or Beamer, and hopefully it'll inspire them to do more things. I'm a really big believer in all types of inclusivity and diversity, not just like race and gender, but absolutely everything. And I think for me, what's important is this is an inclusive group, and I very much hope that other people see my involvement in this as a way for them to interact, and maybe use this as a way to change what they do in healthcare for citizens.
I think that is a brilliant way to finish the interviews. Thank you so, so much, Sam. You've been amazing. And now we're all going to be going into breakout rooms. I have no control over this. I don't know if it's going to work. And I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fabulous. But I think something magical is about to happen where everyone will get transported into breakout rooms, unless I'm meant to push a button.